That's Tron. He fights for the users.
Tron.
The world of Tron is one that spans across the mediums, with the original 1982 movie spawning sequels, a TV series, and theme park rides. But what if I told you that Tron had a secret sequel that Disney, yes, that Disney, locked behind a paywall that further delved into what happened after Tron Legacy and brought back even more legacy characters into the world of Tron? Let me explain. When Tron was released in 1982, it showed audiences the promise of a digital world, a landscape if you will, where programs and users could exist and band together to survive. A vision that has only been partially realized in today's modern world, albeit in a little less elegant manner. And although Tron was revolutionary for the time, becoming a pioneer in the early world of CGI, it largely disappeared from the public eye until the 2000s. However, the spirit of the franchise was kept alive in the hearts of its fans until its major comeback in 2010. Tron Legacy introduced a new generation to the world of the grid, my generation. For me, like many others, Tron Legacy not only became a foundational movie, but a core memory. The story, the visuals, the score, it did something to my 9-year-old brain, and it left me wanting more. What happened to Sam and Cora after they rode off into the sunset? And what happened to Tron after he landed in the sea of simulation? These are questions that have been largely left unanswered, and with Tron Ares being described by many as a soft reboot, it's quite possible that we may never learn the answers to these burning questions that fans of the franchise have. But that doesn't mean those answers weren't at least hinted at. In April 2011, with the release of Tron Legacy to physical media, the groundwork to those answers were laid, and hints of a third movie were given, but only to a select amount of people. Because with the physical release of Tron Legacy came Tron the Next Day, a 10-minute short film that delved deeper into the canonical disappearance of Kevin Flynn through a mixed format of fictional in-world documentaries and a narrative thread following the underground movement known as Flynn Lives. If you haven't seen it already, I would highly recommend it for any Tron fan. It really is good.
Bum 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 bum. Tron!
The short film begins the day after Tron Legacy ends with a hooded figure, which we soon learn is a user named Zakatak, ransacking his underground bunker as he tries to destroy evidence of the Flynn Lives movement, to which he is the founder and proponent of, as he tries to uncover and document the aftermath of Flynn's disappearance. And throughout the short film, we as the audience get to witness this evidence through archival footage created for the film that contextualizes what happened to NCOM after Kevin Flynn became trapped in the grid, and the effect it had upon Tron's fictionalized world. The film ends with Alan Bradley entering the bunker, the hooded figure being revealed as Roy Kleinberg, Ram's user from the original 82 film, and Bradley inviting him back to the company as Sam Flynn takes his rightful position as CEO. Sam then pulls up to the NCOM tower and opens up his jacket, which bears the title of the movement, Flynn Lives, perfectly setting up a third movie, where Sam now runs NCOM with the help of Bradley and Kleinberg, respectively, Tron and Ram. The whole film was a lot of fun, and really builds out the world built between the first and second movie. Overall, a very promising sign, and a show of faith that the adventures of Tron will continue. I mean, pretty great, right? Well, there's a catch. The story of Tron the Next Day, and all it had to offer fans, was locked behind the Blu-ray edition of Tron Legacy, and the Blu-ray edition alone, so buying the DVD would get you absolutely nothing. Now, from today's standpoint, that really doesn't sound like a big ask. So what? Blu-rays are commonplace, and paywalls are an expected annoyance when dealing with entertainment today. But in 2011, it was rather steep for 10 minutes of extra content, and I personally know that's why a lot of people haven't seen it or heard about it. Blu-rays were still rather new in 2011, and not as widely available. Because of that, both Blu-ray players and Blu-ray discs carried a high price tag, with new, reliable Blu-ray players running you anywhere from $100 to $200. And again, in today's standards, it could be worse. The average PlayStation runs anywhere from $400 to $500, so $100 is getting away pretty easily. It could be worse. But to be fair, in 2011, it was worse. The United States was only starting to ease out of the recession caused by the 2008 financial crisis. Stay with me. And for the average American, such a luxury could not be easily afforded for just 10 minutes of extra story, albeit important to the world of Tron, serving as a sort of pseudo-sequel to Legacy. And I know this can all sound very dramatic. Disney was hiding a third Tron film, etc, etc, etc. And the truth of the matter is they weren't keeping it hidden. It's even on the D23 website, but they put it behind a paywall, and in doing so, made it not widely available to the masses of fans that love Tron. And we live in a different world now. Tron the Next Day is widely available on YouTube for anyone who wants to watch it, but the situation around its release and the short film is worth mentioning, not only because of Tron Ares' imminent arrival, but also because it speaks towards a larger pattern and culture of Tron mismanagement. When taking a brief look at the short-lived TV series Tron Uprising, starring Bruce Boxleitner and Elijah Wood, many fans feel like the show was not given the proper chance to thrive and succeed on the Disney XD channel. The show had historically poor marketing and scheduling. It was moved to a time slot with low viewership after its premiere in 2012, without advertising its new time. Furthermore, the show was never marketed correctly. Its at times mature and complex nature stood in stark contrast to the channel's programming geared towards children, and because it was technically a kids show on a kids channel, an attempt was never fully made to appeal to adult fans for whom the show was generally geared towards. These two factors combined resulted in extremely poor visibility for the show, and thus poor ratings, which gave Disney a presentable, viable reason for discontinuing the show, which by the way, ended on a cliffhanger. Disney then refocused its efforts on Star Wars after acquiring Lucasfilm, which they viewed as more bankable, and the rest is history. Sound familiar?
Tune in next week for the exciting conclusion, Woody's finest hour!
All right, next day!
That's it?
What?
The show was cancelled after that.
Regardless, I'm not trying to gripe or bring down the mood, but a pattern exists and it needs to be addressed. That pattern being Tron projects that build upon and expand the story being not given time to breathe and grow. But at the same time, let's not kid ourselves here. The Tron films have not been the biggest or most successful films, but they sure do mean a whole lot to a whole lot of people and deserve a chance to succeed. And although it pains me that Tron Ares does not continue the story of Legacy, and Bruce Boxleitner will not reprise his role as Alan Bradley or Tron,
Fight for the users.
I mean, how can you have a Tron movie without Tron? Regardless, I digress. Despite all of that, I hope that the film does well so we can have a continuation of Legacy, a movie that many have grown up on and loved. But if that's not the case, then Tron the Next Day might be the only closure we get to Legacy's storyline. But who knows? You never know. Let's hope Tron Ares does well enough to warrant a true Tron Legacy sequel. And if that's the case, the Disney screenwriters better get to it, because it's screenplay or bust. Thank you so much for tuning in, folks. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to turn on notifications. It really helps with the channel. And comment down below. Before seeing this video, had you seen or heard about Tron the Next Day? If so, what did you think about it? Even if you have any lingering thoughts about the Tron franchise, comment down below. I want to hear it. Until then, thanks again for tuning in, folks. I'll see you next week.
End of line.